Alrighty guys, welcome back to Star Wars Review. Today I'm reviewing Star Wars The Bad Batch Season 3 Episode 13, Into the Breach, which was directed by Saul Ruiz and written by Brad Raw and was released on April 17th, 2024, which I thought was another solid episode with a lot of great tension, but also some of the best comedic moments of the season. Just a lot of the stuff with Rampart I really enjoyed in this episode and just really loved his character in these past two episodes. But the episode is mostly split between stuff with Omega on Tantus and the stuff with the Bad Batch and Rampart trying to find their way to Tantus. So first I'm just going to talk about the stuff with Omega, as at the start of the episode we see her introducing herself to the other kids, which we do learn the Pantoran's name is Sammy, but Omega asks them if the Imperials are always watching them, which they say they are, and that they don't like it when they talk to each other, and likes it when they keep to themselves playing their little games. So that's what Omega does. But sometime later, we see Emery take Omega's blood sample in her room, and Omega asks Emery where the other children came from, which Emery says, she doesn't know, which is the truth, but then says they are well looked after, which isn't. And, Omega calls her out on that, saying she would like to believe her, but, obviously doesn't. But she then watches Emery put the blood sample into this tube side compartment thingy, like the wall kind of comes out, then the tube side compartment thingy then comes out, and then it goes back in, and the wall kind of goes back down. But watching that gives Omega an idea. So we see her steal one of the small toll thingies what was there, and then once Emery is gone, she reveals her plan to the other kids, which involves using that toll to break her way into the tube compartment area, which she also reveals to the kids that she has escaped before, which kind of gives the kids some more hope that Omega will actually be able to help them escape. But during this, we see Emery and the other doctor, Scalder, kind of arguing over letting Omega stay in the vault, which Scalder says that they shouldn't have done that, but Emery reassures that it is fine. But later we see Omega get an opening, which she then uses to go back to her room, and she starts using that tool to kind of scratch on the wall, which kind of makes the wall pop out, and then she kind of takes some of the block wall pieces, and it kind of reveals this big open shaft area. But we see that Dr. Scalder has caught on to her and goes into the vault to check on her, but Omega has gotten the wall back in place by the time Scalder gets there, and with nothing seemingly out of place, Scalder then leaves. And so Omega then reports what she found to the others, and that they will be able to escape, which is all we got from Omega in the episode. But I am interested to see where it goes in the next episodes. If she'll free herself and the others before the Bad Batch gets there or what, I don't know. But one thing I've really liked about these moments is the visuals and how really plays into the dystopian setting they're in. I quite enjoyed that. But during all this, we see the Bad Batch and Rampart on their own mission, which at the start we see them at the abandoned Kaminoan facility on the planet Bora Vio, which we originally saw in season 1, but I guess Fee dropped them off there, and so now they're waiting for Echo to arrive with an Imperial shuttle, which he does, and so they start asking Rampart some more questions, which he doesn't actually know the exact location of Tantus, but does know a way to find the coordinates, which he says that any ship heading there must first dock at Imperial Station 003, which orbits over Coruscant, and there they transfer the coordinates directly to the ship's nav computer, so they can get the coordinates there, which we see Echo confirm that the station does exist, but can't confirm anything else of what Rampart is saying, which Rampart asks them if they think he's lying, which Crosshair and Wrecker in unison say yes, which was funny. But Hunter comes up with a plan to board the station and pull the coordinates from a ship heading to Tantus, which Rampart says they won't be able to board the station and go unnoticed, which they reveal more of their plan, which is that Rampart's going to dress as an Imperial officer, and they'll act as his personal security so they can get on board, which Rampart doesn't like the idea, mainly because the officer outfit they got him is a captain's and not a vice admiral's, as that's what he was, and so he says he can't wear it, which Echo snaps back at him saying, well, you've been demoted, which Rampart kind of sighs and says he hates clones, which I really loved that moment. Definitely Echo's comeback there, but they then jump to hyperspace, and along the way we see Echo repaint the Bad Batch's armor so that it's all black so they can blend in easier, but Rampart also cleans up and is ready to go, and once they get to the station they use the landing codes and it works, and so they dock. As we see Wrecker stay at the ship while the others head out, which beforehand, Hunter reminds Rampart that the Empire betrayed him and that they were the ones to rescue him, and so he should remember that before he tries to betray them. But right away, this lieutenant confronts them, about their ship not being on the schedule and their uniforms not being up to code, which is when Rampart steps in and, tells the lieutenant off, which was a great scene, but the lieutenant then lets them go on their way, and they then get to the control room, and Echo starts splicing in, while we then see that lieutenant from earlier return to the shuttle and starts questioning Wrecker, who then knocks him out. But back at the control room, they find out that they won't be able to get the coordinates from the nav computer easily, as they don't actually transfer them until the ship leaves the station. And so they come up with a new plan, which is for Echo to board the science shuttle, which is set to head to Tantus, and then on board will lower the ship's proximity sensors, and the Bad Batch will follow behind in the shuttle and then dock onto it, which Rampart is upset as he didn't agree to this plan, and he obviously doesn't want to go to Tantus, but Crosshair tells him that plans change. But before Echo leaves, Hunter tells him to go radio silent, as they'll most likely be listening into the comms. But we then see Echo get to the ship, and he sneaks on board through this droid suction tube, while the others get back to the shuttle, which we then see Echo, go on the comms and tell Hunter that the science shuttle is leaving, even though Hunter told him to go radio silent. But, it doesn't matter, as the Bad Batch then leave in the shuttle to follow the science shuttle close behind. But while Echo is trying to lower the proximity sensors, the Imperials get kind of alerted to unscheduled droid presence, so a TK trooper goes and investigates, and so Echo has to take the TK trooper out, but he hears the TK trooper's comm go off, asking for a report, so he says there was nothing going on, and so the ship starts to jump to hyperspace, but Echo hasn't gotten the proximity sensors down yet, and we see the Bad Batch notice that, and so Hunter just decides to go for it and start to dock onto the science shuttle, trusting Echo to get the job done in time, which he ends up doing it, and the Bad Batch hitches onto the shuttle just as it jumps to hyperspace, and that's where the episode ends. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I loved the tension and all that just throughout the episode with the Bad Batch, but also stuff with Omega. I really loved Rampart in this episode. It's just excited to see where everything goes in the final 2 episodes and see how they wrap everything up. But my grade for this episode is going to be a B+. So yeah, but next I will review episode 14, Flash Strike. So check that out then. But in the meantime, check out my reviews on the first 12 episodes and all my other Bad Batch videos and everything else I do. But if in Star Wars review, I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Big on following orders.
I wasn't planning on killing you, but you're making it very tempting.